Points on paper.
I believe he just rolled Snake Eyes.
Oh, that didn't bode well for the last two people.
One die was
Rolled
enough to
Snake
take this
Eyes.
one.
That's, I mentioned the Flaunderies player and our last round as well. They both rolled Snake Eyes, and they both basically didn't get to play at all. So let's hope that that curse is broken right here.
So we are going to start off with the activation of Live Twin Sunny Snitch, adding a Lilla.
Is it the collector's rare Lilla?
Beautiful card.
I think it might be. Yep, sure is.
Almost summon Lilla effect. Summon her counterpart. I love how they're like opposing attributes. It's all lights and darks. And we're gonna get a Kiss Kill Frost.
Kill Frost. This one, water. It's an aqua monster.
It's an aqua monster.
There was at one point a version of Live Twins that tried to get two of these out to play Totally Awesome.
Oh yes, I've seen those. Those are like very surprising. Like especially when they focus and hone into it.
Spright Starter's up next. Spright Blue, who's got everything going here.
It's gonna take a little bit of, cost of the life points. It's not only that cost, a bit of damage.
Taking some damage.
Taking some damage for the little sparks that are going off. And we're going to see a red being added to hand.
It's like he's hitting the button to get the machine started and just, ow!
That's very true.
Yeah, it was for Neuron. It's just like.
It is like basically, I would say Start is like the best starter, but it's definitely not a card that I want to see late when my life points are too low. And sometimes when you're playing against a Spright deck and you know they have a starter, you just want to do just enough damage so that that starter can't go off anymore.
All right, and we got red up next.
Yeah.
Very formidable here. And now from here,
It's going to overlay.
we're going Gigantic Spright next.
I think we're trying to avoid locking ourselves too early into Fiends at this point. We're going to detach the Lilla.
And the one thing this cuts you off of is the Link 4 at the end.
Yeah, red was on.
But if you're not using Trouble Sunny, then you're fine.
Yeah. I think most Spright players, usually on the opening turn, they try to just build more of the Spright cards rather than go into that. I think as a follow-up, it's a very strong monster, lots of damage, and if you can use her effects, I believe is Trouble Sunny, then you can get even more damage out, especially during the battle phase.
Smashers added to hand here. And now we've got a Link Summon using Kissy Kill and Jet to make Evil Twin Kissy Kill. Kissy Kill's effect is going to revive Lilla. Now he's locked into Fiend extra deck monsters. Use those two to make Evil Twin Lilla.
Yep. That's going to special summon back the Evil Twin Kiss a Kill. That's going to provide, because both of them are on the field at the time, now we get to get a draw.
It's all going up pretty well. Now those two are going to be combined to make another copy of Kiss Kill, and you do this so that you could revive the Lilla on your opponent's turn to destroy one of their cards.
Yes. And that's how people usually destroy their own Scythe.
Mm-hmm. If you're still playing on Master Duel,
Yep,
where you have the artifact and artifact Scythe.
Yep.
Or attempt to go in phase.
That's three. Ooh, three face downs as well.
I'm expecting, of course, one of them being the Smashers that was searched earlier.
Yeah, so we certainly got a Smashers. You figure it's probably an Impermanence down there as well. And maybe something like another starter. Or it could be like a book type card.
That's crazy.
And now the mirror match has been revealed. Adrian starts off with Lilla as well.
Activate Imperm.
And that gets hit with Infinite Impermanence. Barring
Oh.
enemy controller.
Tributing the monster off. Now that there's no monsters on the field, the Impermanence will not be able to affect that Lilla. And that's going to result in another summon. And that's actually really good because the Kiss a Kill and Lilla, as long as you don't control another monster, you get to summon their counterpart, whether it's special summon or normal summon.
So let's see what gets taken here. Gonna take the red.
Oh, that's going to open up the line.
Very useful here.
This game is just kicking off really, really fast.
This is already more than the last two people that rolled Snake Eyes got to do. So I'm feeling good for it. I'm feeling good for Adrian here.
Aaron's got a few things to contemplate here. Because by taking that red, you also have like level 2 monsters yourself, which makes that red live for you, so you contribute a level 2, so they can negate another monster effect. There's a lot going for it.
I like this from Aaron here. Chaining the starter, going to get
Another red.
another copy of red. Now that you don't see every day. Multiple copies of red.
That is, a lot of people are only play 1 red in their deck list, and perhaps this might be a saving point from. So now we can have the red to counter the red, so that you're not completely locked out yourself.
So he's got to hand over the 1
He gained 200.
when the chain resolves.
It's gonna be really annoying. Yeah.
And we also got to remember that Sunny Snitch is here on the field, so every summon from Adrian is going to siphon 200 life points over to Aaron,
I'll just put it here.
as long as he controls an Evil Twin.
And we're still going to have 2 level 2 monsters now put onto the field. We're going to see the Frost.
Attack position,
Another one.
and that is another drain on the LP.
You can't use dice for this either. Oh, drats. I'm at 76. He's at 60.
And all this reminds you of the old Trickstar days, right? Where every time you're playing a card,
Yes.
take 2, now take 2 more, now take 2, now take 2 more.
The field spell and the burn, yeah. Every card that gets added to hand, oh, that's per card, that's a bit of damage right there.
That's a lot.
That's a lot to keep track of.
I always like Trickstars. I like Trickstar a lot. That's a fun deck.
I loved it too.
The frost.
A lot of the Vrains decks were really fun. Like the Vrains TV show decks. Like Trickstar was one, Altergeist is one, and
Goki?
Goki was one as well.
course.
Rockets. All of those cards that go into Dragon Link. A lot of them are from the Revolver structure deck.
I think a lot of the TV show ones, they made it to the competitive scene. Like
Soul
all of
Burner,
them.
Salamangreat.
Yeah, like all the main characters. And I believe he chose to go first.
Stun on me.
I think I peaked a little bit of a smashers there, because we're going to see a Sunny Snitch activated. We're going to have to keep track of life points here.
Always a good start.
I think any deck that can grab some of your key components right from the get-go is always going to be good. So we're going to see a Lilla into a Kiss and Kill Frost. Frost being the optimal choice, because if your opponent does somehow add a card to their hand, you're going to be able to draw a card as well.
Just remember, you got to have an Evil Twin up.
Yes, the Evil
That
Twin must be up at the time. Yes.
Now, this looks very similar. Very similar to what we saw from Aaron's side in the first game.
But rather than searching for the red, we're going to see the Jet added. And we're going to start right away into the Gigantic Spright. By using the Gigantic Spright, both players are now locked into the 2-lock.
And now we're going for Carrot first. Wonder if we already have red.
There is the red. And Jet has been special summoned onto the field, activating the summon trigger. Perhaps we're going to see, yeah, we're seeing a starter.
You got starter. Already have smashers. Did you spy a smasher?
Yes, I did spy a
Adrian's
smasher.
side.
I was wondering if this...
Secret password. All right. Secret password's up next to get another copy of Sunny Stitch. Now, you can only activate one of them per turn, but you can have multiple out. And the life point draining effect will stack up for each one you have, just like the old Trickstar Lycris.
They're going to feel it in the long run, and maybe we'll see if that's going to hinder maybe a starter play from going off because the life points change. These are some of the things that players have to keep track of, because every life point counts at this matter.
That'd be a brutal way to lose if you starter something out and then you just drain the last of your life points away.
And it's like, oh, I don't have enough? Like, the surprise moment is definitely not the position you want to be in.
Yeah, and that's not a payment. That's not a
damage.
payment. And you can lose the game off of that. Adrian proceeding through the combos there. You got the draw. Now we're going to switch back.
Because this deck does have drawing, part of the strategy, a lot of decks that do have that, they just avoid playing cards like Prod of Prosperity.
All right, so we've got Carrot, we've got Red, we've got a Kiss Kill on the field with a Lilla loaded up in the graveyard. We have a set card, which is likely that Smashers.
Stand with me.
We've got a Sunny Snitch ready for next turn. Looking pretty good. Let's see how Aaron responds.
We're going to start off with a starter.
Appropriate.
That's fine.
Now, I'm just wondering if this starter is going to lead to a monster, probably going to be a blue. Is Adrian going to respond to negate the blue, or are we going to wait further down the line, perhaps into the gigantic or into some of the more heavy impact effects? Because right now, having the blue on the field, unless that blue is removed, there could be more follow-up.
And we're doing it right now with Spright Red. He's going to get that blue off the field and just roll the dice to see if there isn't another level 2 in Aaron's hand.
Oh, I think both of them also had Smashers. And Smashers have been activated in response to the red.
That's tough. That's tough because now you have to consider your Kiss Kill here. If you don't chain that right now.
Chain carrot too.
Yeah, okay.
There
So
we
you're going
go.
to use the carrot.
So by using 2 cards, you manage to actually turn off 2 cards. It's not a bad trade here.
All right, so now we just got to get through the Kiss Kill into Lilla plus the Smashers. And these are not things that line up particularly well against just normal summoning live twin Kiss Kill, because if you chain them, then that Lilla's still going to come out, and then the Lilla's going to trigger as well, because you wouldn't have any other monsters.
So in this case, well, we're going to see the activation of Evil Twin Kiss-A-Kill. That's going to special summon the Evil Twin Lilla.
So waiting is correct here. When the Lilla hits the field, it's going to take out her Cyber's counterpart.
And we're going to chain the Spright Smashers. Oh, that's going to remove all the monsters. And the normal summon has been committed. The starter has been committed. Getting another monster on board is going to be very difficult. I don't know if there's going to be an option.
Yeah, I don't know that they're using the emergency teleport with Gamma. It's like that's where that comes into play, is situations like this.
Everything has been cleared off of the field. You could have a handful of monsters, and we're going to see Aaron.
All right, Aaron's going to be up first this time. You know, I'm looking at their sleeves here. I wonder.
Are they friends?
That's what I was thinking when I looked at the sleeves. You know, maybe they built this deck together.
We're going to start off very strong with an live twin Lilla. I'm imagining that he's choosing the zones here. Or we're using regular.
That's interesting. I wonder if he's already drawn it.
Well, they could telegraph that, hey, he probably has a card in his hand. That's probably what Adrian is thinking here. Like, he probably has it. He probably has the other one in hand already. So if I remove anything here, maybe another one's going to come out.
Right, if you are going to remove anything here, it's got to be the Lilla.
Yes.
So we're going Link 1 for Lingaribo. Not Link Kuribo. Lingaribo.
They are Cyber's monsters.
They are.
We're going to special summon out a Jet. This is going to help dodge cards like, or rather, respond to cards like Infinite Impermanence.
Yeah, and using the Kiss Kill here is also quite telling. Leaving the Lilla on field so that the Frost can be special summoned.
Ash Blossom coming down, and there is the Frost.
Oh, it's the Starlight Frost.
Yeah, that's a beautiful Frost. I was just about to say. Now we're going to see the overlay. Exceed Summon, and there's the Infinite Impermanence. Of course, we have the drop down and the negation activation of Lingaribo, banishing the Infinite Impermanence. But
Imperm 2.
So 1 was activated before the activation, so that we can clear 1.
Yep.
And then because Gigantic Spright is an ignition effect, you have to wait till it's back to you. You have the open game state to activate it.
Very smart way playing it by Adrian.
Yeah, you can't activate 2 imperms on the same chain in this particular case because you would control a card because of the first imperm.
All right, so Gigantic Spright is no good. So now we're going into the live twin half.
Well, there is still something on the field, and with that many disruptions from the hand used, Adrian's down to 2 cards, so you don't need too many things to go off to keep yourself alive here.
Yep, live twin decks are very powerful when things are simplified. You know, they can take out lots of cards one at a time, usually sometimes like 2 a turn or so. So leaving Adrian with those 2 cards is very devastating.
Now we're going to see both of them also Linked into Trouble
Sunny.
Sunny. Now there was no level 2 locks, so
Right, because Spright didn't. Gigantic Spright didn't resolve.
yes, and we didn't see a starter either.
Go. Stand by me.
Oh, Adrian has something up his sleeve. Not up his sleeve, but he's got something in his
Yeah,
hand.
in his hand.
In his hand, and that's the one right there. Dark Ruler no more.
Yes, he can't chain monster effects to that, so Trouble Sunny's going to be stuck on the field. Sprite starter is up next.
Is there an Ash Blossom to counter this? And
There
there is.
There is one card left.
No, that's
Sprite
it.
Jet, and that's it.